Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Pratik Grover sir from Methodology Maths by Pratik Grover. Today's topic is 7th standard NCERT book chapter number 1, continuation after exercise 1.1, the theory regarding properties of integers and explanation of exercise 1.2. Before continuing to my topic, I request you to subscribe my channel and click that bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I post a new video regarding your subject. So let me come back to my topic, which is properties of integers. Till now what we have learned is till for 1.1, exercise 1.1, we have learned that integers are numbers which have negative values, 0 and the positive values. Means natural numbers, whole number, they both lie in integers. Now these integers, let me bring your focus to this word integers. These integers have certain properties which they follow and which we should understand clearly. These properties will be followed by any integer, whether it be negative, positive or 0. First property is closure property. Now, if I give you any two numbers, any two integers, either you can add them, either you can subtract them, either you can multiply them, or either you can divide them. These are the four basic things which we can do. I'm not getting the proper word for it, but there are four basic functions which we can perform between the two integers. Either we can add them, we can subtract them, we can multiply them, or we can divide them. Now what will happen if we add two integers? If we add two integers, so let us play a game. Think of any two integers. Think of any two integers. In my mind, the two integers coming are minus 21 and 5. If I add these two integers, the answer would be minus 16. Likewise, if you take any two integers, the answer which you get will always be an integer. This property is known as closure property. And as we have performed addition between the two integers, this is known as closure property over addition. Secondly, if I take two integers, let me take the same integers, minus 21 and 5, and we subtract them, it will come minus 26. I have subtracted two integers and the answer is also an integer. So this is known as closure property over subtraction. And same happens with multiplication and division. Minus 21 into 5 will be minus 105. If you multiply two integers, you are getting an integer. If I divide them, they are not properly divisible. So this will remain to an improper fraction. This improper fraction is not an integer. So what we have learned now, closure property is true. Closure property holds true when when the two integers are added. What is closure property? You perform some function between the two numbers and the answer what you get is also an integer. That is meant by closure property. So you added two numbers, you got an integer. You subtracted two numbers, you got an integer. You multiplied two numbers, you got an integer. But when you divide two numbers, you may or you may not get an integer. If I say minus 20 divided by 5, I will get minus 4. In this case, I got an integer, but not will all the case. So, closure property is true over addition. So, I'll take a tick mark over here. Closure property is true over addition. Closure property is true over subtraction. Closure property is true over multiplication. But closure property is not true over division. Let us bring your focus to commutative property. Commutative property. What do you mean by commutative property? Let me give you any two numbers. Let us say we take positive integers so that our vision becomes more clear. Let us take 17 and 33. Let us take 17 and 33. What does the commutative property says? If you perform a function with these two numbers either way, means keeping this number first and this number second, or keeping this number first and this number second, if the answer comes out to be same, then we say it is the commutative property over that expression, means addition, subtraction, multiplication or division, holds true. In depth समझने के लिए let us try addition of these two numbers. What is 17 plus 33? It is 50. I have first written 17, then I have written 33, and then we have added answer is 50. What will happen if I write 33 ahead and 17 afterwards? The answer will come out to 50 again. That means if you add two numbers, you can add those two numbers either way. You can keep any number at the first position and another number on the second position, or the another number comes to the first position and the first number goes to the another position. So either way you can write in addition and you will get the same answer. So what we say कि अगर हमने ऐड किए, हमने दो नंबर्स को ऐड किया, दो को ऐड करके हमको एक आंसर मिला, उन दोनों को अगर मैं एक्सचेंज कर दूं, सेकेंड वाले को फर्स्ट बना दूं, फर्स्ट वाले को सेकेंड बना दूं, तो भी मेरा आंसर सेम रहेगा. दिस इज नोन एज commutative property over addition. Now let us try with the same numbers with subtraction. 33 minus 17. 33 minus 17. The answer will be, this will be 3 minus 7, that 13 minus 7, that is 6, 16. And if I interchange the digits, 17 minus 33, it will be minus 16. As you can see, the answers are not same. So the commutative property does not hold true over subtraction. Subtraction करोगे तो नहीं चलेगा. Now 33 multiplied by 17. This is I am performing for multiplication. 33 multiplied by 17. What will you get? Let me try. Let me try over here. It is 561. And if I interchange them, 17 into 33, it will be again 561. As you can see, the numbers are same. So till now what we have learned, if we add two numbers the either way, in general form we write as a plus b equals to b plus a in addition form, or a into b is equals to b into a in general form. For addition we write this way, for multiplication we write this way. So commutative property is true over addition, means if you add any two numbers either way you will get the same answer. Commutative property is true over multiplication. If you multiply two numbers either way you will get the same answer. But commutative property is not true over subtraction. If you subtract those two, any two numbers, the answer will differ. It will make a huge difference if you consider wrong number at the first position and the another number on the second position. So while subtracting, pay your keen attention or focus on the question which number should be written first and which number should be written afterwards while subtracting. While addition or while multiplication, you don't need to do that, because we have learned if you write either way, the answer will be same. Let us try for the division also. 33 divided by 17 will not be equals to 17 divided by 33. Obviously, this is an improper fraction and this is a proper fraction. They both cannot be equal. So, what we learned? Commutative property over addition. Commutative property over addition is true. Over subtraction, it's not true. Over multiplication, it's true. Over division, it's not true. Let us go for the last property. Not the last property, sorry for that, but understanding associative property. What does associative property means? If I give you three numbers, adding those three numbers, I am talking about associative property over addition. If I give you three numbers and I add those three numbers, let us take easy numbers 2, 3 and 5. If you are adding 2, 3 and 5 orally also, in your brain, first you will add 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. Matlab, you added these two first and then you added 5 to it. Likewise, what would have been happen if you have added 5 and 3 first? After adding 5 and 3, then you have added 2. Will the answer come in? Yes. The answer will be same. It doesn't matter which two numbers you add first and which number you will add later on. So, associative property is also true over addition. I am explaining it again. There are three numbers. Out of those three numbers, suppose this A, B and C. If you add these two and then you add the third one, or you add these two first and then you add the first one, it doesn't make any difference. Your answer will come same. But whether this property will be true for subtraction, suppose these three numbers are given, I am doing 5 minus 2 minus 3 or 2 minus 5 minus 3. I am subtracting 5 minus 2, or let me change this question, 2 minus 3 minus 5. The answer will not come true. The answer will not come true. So, we understood that associative property will not hold good for subtraction. You cannot subtract any two numbers first and subtract the third number. The answer will be a huge difference. If you want to check the answer, check it right now. What is 5 minus 2? It is 3. What is 3 minus 3? 0. Left hand side will come 0. Over here, what is 2 minus 3? It is minus 1. And there was a minus 5 over here. So answer will be minus 6. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. Associative property over multiplication. Let us check the multiplication one. I am taking the three numbers same, 2, 3 and 5. So 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. If you multiply any two, let us multiply 2 and 3 first. So 2 into 3 is 6. After getting 6, you multiply with 5, you will get 30. Either way, let us multiply 5 into 3 first. 5 into 3 will be 15. 15 into 2 will be 30. As they both came out to be same, it means that associative property holds good for multiplication. If three numbers are multiplied together, you can multiply any two numbers first and then multiply the third one. Now check by yourself whether it will be hold good for division. Can you divide any two numbers out of three numbers? Can you divide any two numbers and then divide the third one? Or it should be a compulsion to follow proper method to divide those numbers which are given in the question first, and then later on, as per the question, the third number should be divided. Okay, so the associative property over division will not hold good. So associative property over addition is good, over subtraction is not good, over multiplication is good, over division is not good. These properties were general properties, and these properties of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division were divided into exercise 1.2 and 1.3, which I have explained you accordingly and together only. So the rest of the properties is first property, which I have not taught yet, are other than these three properties: additive identity. It's additive identity. What do you mean by additive identity? If I tell you, or if I ask you, is there any number in the number system, you add any number to it, the answer will be the given number which is added to that number. हिंदी में समझाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. आपको एक नंबर दिया हुआ है, कोई भी एक नंबर दिया हुआ है, आप एक नंबर ऐसा लाए और आपने ये जो गिवन नंबर था उससे ऐड किया. You brought a number, there was a number already over here in the place of pen. You brought a number, you added that number to the pen, and the answer was again the same number you brought from outside. तो ये जो पेन है इसकी वैल्यू क्या होगी? I hope you understood the question. You are adding a number to a given number, and the answer will be the number which you added to the given number itself. That number is known as additive identity. So I hope you understood 0, that is 0 is our additive identity. Means what? Means what? If you add anything to 0, the answer will be the same number. You can add anything to 0, the answer will be same number. Can you guess what will be the multiplicative identity? What will be the multiplicative identity? If you multiply anything with that number, the answer is that number. Means answer is the given answer, the number you multiplied with it. So 1 is our multiplicative identity. If you multiply anything with 1, the answer is a given number. If you multiply anything with 1, the answer is given number. One more very important property, that is distributive property. The most important property, distributive property. Distributive property. What do you mean by distributive property? I will explain this property using variables first, and then we'll proceed towards the numbers. A is multiplied by B plus C, and B plus C is in bracket. There are two expressions, there are two functions which are following in this question. One is multiplication and one is addition. So this is known as distributive property over multiplication and addition. This is known as distributive property over multiplication and addition. How to solve this? There is a number A which is getting multiplied with addition of two numbers B and C. To simplify this, equal to this A number which is outside the bracket, this will get multiplied to all the elements of this bracket. So how many elements are there in the bracket? There are two elements. One is B, another is C. So A will get multiplied with B and A will get multiplied with C. A will multiply with both the numbers in the bracket. If there are 3 numbers in the bracket, it will get multiplied to 3 of them. If there are 5 numbers in the bracket, it will get multiplied with 5. So any number of elements are there or numbers are there in the bracket, the number outside that bracket will get multiplied with each of them. Now A into B and A into C, I have kept a gap in between. What will come in between? The sign of the bracket. Here B and C were getting added, so they both will also get added. This is only one part of the distributive property. The vice versa is also true. Vice versa, what do you mean by vice versa? If I give you A into B plus A into C, this is given to you. A into B plus A into C. First of all, check how many terms are there. There are 2 terms. A into B is one term, A into C is the second term. How to differentiate between terms? Because of this plus sign. This plus sign has that capability to divide the terms into 2 parts. So this becomes your first part, A into B, and this becomes the second part, A into C. Now this is one term and this is one term. Can you see any letter common between those two? Yes, A is common. So A will be kept outside the bracket. The thing which is common is kept outside the bracket. What is left in this term rather than A? B is left. Then write the sign which were in between them, that is plus. What is left in this bracket? That is C. So from this you know how to find this, and from this now you know how to find this. Let me show you a number example with a number so that you better understand it. Suppose 29 multiplied by 3 plus 29 multiplied by 7. 29 multiplied by 3 plus 29 multiplied by 7. As you can see, both the terms have 29 common. So I'll write 29 outside. See, you can multiply 29 to 3. You can know how to multiply 29 to 7. After getting the answer, you may add them. That will be the correct answer. But how to make calculations easier? That's why we are learning these properties. How to make calculations easier so that we can group them accordingly. We can group them in an easier way and understand how to get the answer quickly. As we can see, there's 29 to 3 plus 29 to 7. 29 is common in both of them. So I'll write 29 outside. In the bracket, 3 remain over here. Then there was a plus sign and 7 remain over here. In the bracket, according to BODMAS rule, first bracket has to be solved. In the bracket, can you say what is 3 plus 7? That is equals to 10. If I multiply 29 into 10, it will be 290. So without multiplying 29 into 3, without multiplying 29 into 7, I got the answer 290 by distributive property. Distributive property over multiplication and addition is true. We learned that. Similarly, it is true over multiplication and subtraction. That is, if A is getting multiplied with B minus C, if A is getting multiplied by B minus C, so A will get multiplied by B and A will get multiplied by C. A will get multiplied with both of them. And the sign in between now will be a negative sign because in the bracket there was a negative sign in between. Now the vice versa step, A into B minus A into C is given. There are 2 terms. In both the terms A was common. What remained in the first term? B. There is a minus sign in between. I will write minus over here. What is the term over there? That is C. So from this you know how to find the C. They are same. They are similar. So I didn't went into depth of this. So you may understand. Now I am taking 3 different numbers and I'll explain this step. How to make your calculations easier. $113 multiplied by 31 minus 13 multiplied by 31. First of all, you will find 113 to 31, then you will find 13 to 31. The answer you are getting then you'll subtract them, and if there is a single calculation mistake, your answer will be wrong. So how to do this calculation easier? In both the terms, can you see there is a number common? Yes, 31 was common. So I kept 31 outside the bracket. In the bracket, what remained? From the first term, 113 remained. Then there was a minus sign. In the second term, 13 remained. So according to board mass, first bracket will be solved. 113 minus 13 is 100. So 31 into 100 is 3100. So as you can see, distributive property makes the sums much easier. This whole thing I have explained you regarding exercise 1.2 and exercise 1.3 both. But today we will be solving only exercise 1.2 and we will complete our session today. Okay, so let us start with exercise 1.2. The first question is write down a pair of integers whose the sum is minus 7. You have to write any two integers. There are infinite answers to this, but we have to give at least one answer. See, it's a homework for you. I am giving one solution over here. I am giving a pair of numbers over here, but you have to find two such more pairs to get the answer. Okay, it's a homework for each and every sum of 1.2. I will be giving one answer over here for all the sums, but other than if I'll say that it has infinite answers, you have to find the other two, any other two solutions for that. So the first question is, you have to think of two numbers whose sum is minus 7. After adding two numbers, if the sum is minus 7, that means one number should be negative, one should be positive, and the negative number should be greater. Otherwise, the number will never come minus. So, I can take any two. So, I am taking minus 10. My first number is minus 10 and second number is positive 3. Therefore, my minus 10 plus 3 will give me minus 7. See, there is one negative integer, there is a positive integer. If there is one negative integer, one positive integer, you have to subtract them. No doubt there is a positive sign in between, but we have to subtract them. That is a rule of integers. After subtracting them, we'll keep the sign of the bigger number. The answer is minus 7. Likewise, you have to think of two more numbers. B. Difference is minus 10. Think of two numbers whose difference is minus 10. Now, how to find two numbers? Their difference should be minus 10. So, as I said you, there are infinite answers. So, let the first number be 10 and the second number be 20. My first number is 10 and the second number is 20. Therefore, 10 minus 20 will be minus 10. The answer should come in negative. So, the number which is getting subtracted should be a greater number than the first number. C. Sum is 0. The sum is 0. If the sum is 0 means both the numbers should be same, and it is a rule also. I hope you remember additive inverse. Additive inverse, always when they're added, the answer comes out to be 0. So I need answer 0. I can use any two additive inverse. So let me take my first number B. Let us take minus 5 and second number be 5. So minus 5 plus 5, answer will be 0. Second question. First A, second A, write a pair of negative integers whose difference gives 8. Now pay attention, this is a tricky one. And it also has infinite answers, so you have to think of 2 more solutions rather than what I am writing. Write a pair of negative integers. You have to give a pair of negative integers whose difference is 8. Means you have to think of 2 negative numbers only, and the difference should be 8. Hopefully if I give you an example, you will better understand. Let me give you an example first. चलो मैं यहीं पे example देता हूँ, that is better. This is example, this is not a solution right now. Suppose there is a number minus a, there is a number minus b. If I subtract them, because we have to find difference, if we have to subtract them, the number which is coming second, means the number after the negative sign, it will become minus into minus, it will become positive b. It will become positive b. It will always happen because the condition is we are given 2 negative integers, and one more condition is given, the difference is to be 8. So if I take 2 negative integers and take out the difference of them, this negative will always convert to positive. Means ये जो पीछे b आ रहा है, this should be greater, the b number should be greater than a, तभी आंसर पॉजिटिव आएगा, वरना नेगेटिव आ जाएगा. तो b बड़ा होना चाहिए. कितना बड़ा होना चाहिए? 8 बड़ा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमको 8 चाहिए. डिफरेंस शुड बी 8. सो माय फर्स्ट नंबर, अब मैं सॉल्यूशन लिख रहा हूँ. माय फर्स्ट नंबर इज सपोज minus 11, and second number I have to take in negative only, because afterwards negative will become positive. But just forget about the sign right now, but that number should be greater than 11 by 8. I'm not talking about minus 11, I'm talking about 11, because afterwards in the equation this minus will become positive. So if I'll take a number which is greater than 11 as 8 is 19. Therefore the solution will become minus 11 minus of minus 19. This will become minus 11 plus 19. Answer equals to 8. Again I am explaining. If two numbers which we have to take are compulsory negative integers, and we have to take difference of those two numbers, always remember the second number will get positive. So just focus on the number you want. We want positive 8. Either of two, which should be bigger to get positive 8? The positive sign wala. Otherwise, if A is bigger, the answer will remain negative. But here B should be bigger so that we get a positive answer. How much bigger? Because we have to bring an answer, na? So it should give us 8. So the B number should be greater than the value only. Don't see the sign right now. Just the value should be 8 more than the A. So if taken A as minus 11, B as minus 19, we'll get an answer positive 8. B. Let us proceed towards B. Write a negative integer and a positive integer whose sum is minus 5. Whose sum is minus 5. There should be a negative integer, there should be positive integer, and sum should be minus 5. It is a hint that negative integer will be bigger than the positive integer. Otherwise, the answer would have come minus 5. It would have always come positive 5 if the greater number is positive. So let first number be equals to minus 12. I want minus 5. So what should be added to minus 12 to make minus 5? 7. Second number be 7. Therefore a negative integer, a positive integer, and if we add them, we will get answer minus 5. वापस से again, there is a negative integer, there is a positive integer. You have to add them, and answer should be minus 5. A negative integer and positive integer can never be added. they will always get subtracted. So think of subtraction only in your mind, and the subtraction should give minus 5. So what is the answer? I can take minus 12 and 5. So 7 minus 12 will be minus 5. Okay. C. Write a negative integer and a positive integer whose difference is minus 3. There is one negative integer. This is again explanation. There is one positive integer and you have to subtract them. Answer should come minus 3. I know that not many of you, there are not infinite answers to it, because there may not be infinite answers to it. This नेगेटिव इंटीजर अगर हमने उसको -3 के नीचे ले लिया तो वो तो और छोटा हो जाएगा. तो -a, you have only two options, either it will be -2 or -1. See what I am saying. There is a negative integer. We have to subtract b from that negative integer. If we subtract b from the negative integer, it will become more negative. It will go on the negative side, on the left hand side of the number line. I want it to be stable at -3. So if I take a as -3 or -4 or -5, that means greater than or equal to -3, I will never get -3. So -a should be greater than -3. So it will be -2 or -1. That's it. There are only two options for it. So let first number be -2 and my second number, what should be subtracted from -2 to make it -3? That is 1. Second number be 1. Therefore -a -1 will be -2. Sorry, it's not -a. -2 -1 will become -3. For except the C, you will get infinite answers to them. This C will have only two answers, 2 or 3 answers maximum, not more than. No, only 2 answers. It will having only 2 answers. So you can write another number of. Or the next option is for C is take A -1 and B as 2. So -1 -2 will be again -3. Only 2 options are there for C side. Third, in a quiz, team A scored -40. This is team A. And here I will write team B. There are two teams who have scored some score. Team A has scored -40, 10, 0. And B has scored 10, 0, -40. In 3 successive rounds. Which team scored more? So I am writing a total score over here. Total score of team A will be -30, -40 plus 10. We have to add all of them. -40 plus 10, that is -30. -30 plus 0, that is -30. 10 minus 40 is again -30. As you can see, both the teams scored same. Can we say that we can add integers in any order? Yes, we can add integers in any order. Which property is this? This property is associative property. We have learned in the last 10 minutes, before 10 minutes, something like that. Now fourth question is a fill in the blank. It's very easy. So let us write this. -5 plus -8 is equals to -8 plus blank. As you can see, if -5 is added to -8, what should be added to -8 to make them equal? Simple answer is -5. Second is -53 plus blank is equals to -53. What should be added to -53? Achha, sorry, one thing I forgot to make you remember. Which property is this? -5 plus -8 equals to -8 plus -5. This is, write down in your notebooks, this is commutative property. Now -53 is added to something to get -53. What should the answer be? 0. Which property? Additive identity. Additive identity. Third, 17 plus something, and answer should be equals to 0. What should be added to 70 to make it 0? It will be minus 17. Which property? Additive inverse. Fourth property. Fourth question, minus 13, sorry, not minus 13, it's plus 13 plus minus 12 plus blank gives 13 plus in square bracket minus 12 plus minus 7. There is 13 plus minus 12 plus blank equals to 13 plus minus 12 plus minus 7. So as you can see, minus 7 is missing. So here it will be minus 7. First two numbers are added, then the third number is added. Here last two numbers are added, this first number is added. This property is associative property. Associative property over addition. Over addition. Now, last question for this exercise. Fifth question. Minus 4 plus square bracket open 15 plus minus 3 square bracket close equals to square bracket open minus 4 plus 15 plus outside the bracket there is a blank. As you can see, minus 3, so answer will be minus 3. Again, which property? Associative property. How associative property? Out of 3 you can add any two first, and then the third one can be added. Associative property over addition. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you understood very well, and the explanation of third exercise is also done. So in the next class we will start with the third exercise. Till then, take care, stay home and stay safe, and enjoy the online classes. This is a new experience to you. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye kids.